Also, our children, so our children's. Okope bibia bedi. Kaku. Ko den. Sinitwani no adane ayi Oton we friend is saying, Sinitwani no adane a friend is ayi. Adane obi a otonton perfume. Yeah, easy. You think say they easy? No be easy. Kwame Gold Coast. Kwame Sre. Yeah, easy. Yes, NTA ni bi NTA.
When you be top, a copy be a video, and never yet day. Because hoko yet, when they may be top perfumes. They will have must send a message. Then
see, I send on message. I send on message. Yeah, okay, say. And just small message you. In your message, small message, yes, send you.
Then. Baby, fine. So connect to Wi-Fi in there. Oh, cheap or fine. So I connect to my internet to Ukraine. The message be a baby, a baby on Sakabi.
I mean, king kind message, you must see. Due to current situations, a potential missile threat, seek immediate shelter. And they say, "When you easy, you massa message. The more when you message get to our Oh, go to us.
The better so. Na mama kai. Na me de ba ku bi so to so ase ori a. Bombo ba ku timi se yira akwan. Timi se duba for ne kru.
Afro man bi chiao.
E ben abonsan ne kakra. Do me de je France no. But say
abonsan na Dubai for the France no. Omo to bomb. Nke kwa akọbọ abonsan na omo de France no. Hey. Dipa tuntum.
This will be a very fine. Oh, be a very fine. Baby, yes. Baby, no may be sick.
But it's a special home crying.
Mama, ye, nyanko ponti.
Oh. Mama, ye, nyanko ponti. Baby, and see a dua. Or see, and David encouraged himself in the Lord. A dua, but show him crying. Because one show him crying. I didn't no cry no. Sale. And the ben abeko. Oh, just so I call airport and come ebe PM ni say oma call airport to ma che say the air cost no che say airport for that chom say omo komo nim da plane betu. Omo nim da planes ni bi betu. Ti. Omo betu ni omo a omo krom for na sha so omo ye chartered plane e dey ma wo omo. Me no ka say the UK there. Me call for ti eye United Arab Emirates one kwano almost about 300,000 UK citizens, British citizens. It was I couldn't. Inti Oma say the chartered airplanes we go for omo. Yeah, easy. It's very sad.
Yes.
Lady May, greetings, sis.
Very fine.
Be a very fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Be no may be sick.
Yaminti.
Mama ye nyanko ponti.
Mama ye nyanko ponti.
EBNC. Na message no mas send ya bana. Me sa message we menye bita. Be twade ma ko.
Ghana their messages, some messages no nya o. Ghana their some messages no nya o. There be say alarm now clock ne there be no na ring na ma notice say there is an alert be say bibi ba be cause ba be to bomb ti hwe huye ko hye baby a ohom where there betimi akata ho so na babo ho ban na bibi ansi some messages ni entenya abrochire Europe ne America no de enam ntokwa no a country ntokwa nteta koso. If they get even lucky if they don't even bring them, if they don't bring them down. Any like just say baby akwa koduni de akwaya to na brewu ayem paibo gidie mu paibo rabakata
the crowd Master no said that ya say Zion de no say me de me ba kro no mu na Zion o ye transit Zion o ye transit onpo waka kro me ha ni koya on koi See me ya kakrom ya but so top perfumes 055
also okofa perfume so any say a sign we akwa no. Now yɛnhwɛ ɛyɛ a friend is saying Iran any a year US any a year a friend is saying US any Israel and omaka boom and omone Iran for air kontokwa. Na mɛkyerɛ wo komonim na wate aseɛ na wode wankasa no afɔ me wo views wote aseɛ abusua mɛsrɛ wa o hwɛ me wɔ Facebook ɛyɛ TikTok abɔmɔden na follow me o hwɛ me wɔ yɛ YouTube nso abɔmɔden a na mɛsrɛ wa sɛ o bɛ subscribe to me YouTube channel no why na ɛgya yɛn nyinaa no yɛmfa entwetwe ɛyɛ nkɔmmɔden nsua deɛ Yababek di enkomo all that you need to know. Efa sa ntokwa ya esisi. Ha, asemo kapo. Nye easy. A friend is saying February I be do machi ana US any Israel kabo mu se ombeto ahye Iran for so. Aden ya omususu se Iran for topaye akode a yetoto fom a ebetimi asɛ wiase na wo mususu sɛ omo ntwɛn ma Iran fo enye saa akade no na omo de ababa be di wo mu US ani Israel fo ewu entie ne sɛ saa na tie de a omo di nkan akwa atake Iran fo no ma sɛ saa akade no a wo mo hyehyɛ no Iran for so say omuni saa akade no US for SCS omo no wo bekaya US kro ya omo atake Saddam Hussein se Saddam Hussein ewo topaye akese adacho betimi dia say wiase weapons of mass destruction send ye omo brofo samre na George Bush eteso omo de two yedwa no. We all know at the time George Bush kopiem United Nations America omo headquarters America. Emma what the to assembly for ni anim say UN for pe wo mo mpe wo mo de omo ko Iraq. No manya ntiye based on intelligence from the FBI and the CIA. Say Iraq for akadia topaya akadia betimi asɛ wiase. Ntomo ko hɔ akɔ sɛ already no United Nations for catch so mo nto mo bo ase no mo inspectors inspect say ensem a wo mo ka no nukre bi wo mu a ayinam ensem a George Bush kan no o man fa United Nations inspectors asem anya asem e no mo call Iraq ekotohye wo ehye wo mo so ekodi wo mawu ekwawie mu no na just say weapons of mass destruction bia ni wa na Saddam Hussein ewo ema hunsem ebeye buburuja ema human rights activists be break crack say yembo George Bush any Tony Blair mu kwadu say omukodi saa nyamransem no wo Iraq enso omo de omo kire mu omo say Saddam Hussein no ye terrorist no obi oye terrorist de onsem fata say obetena wiase. In fact omo wie ye no omo de omo ni kire yankasa ye papa Libya Muammar al-Gaddafi, the same thing. Say Muammar al-Gaddafi a terrorist. No, someone stopping wa. Emrebedua. Obenya Kandia or the best say Israel any USA. It is say go after Muammar Gaddafi. Your Korea in Israel. Besine, your guess is as good as mine. Still no Libya enye de send ye tie. Now, Iran, womo kra womo ne wayemo. Iranians are the Persians. Ye ka Persia fo a womo ye nkofo bi a womo de omo nim dipa ono wan bene e wo wiase abakwasa mu. And ye won nkofo bi nso a ye from the Macedonians. Na wan mo ne Macedonia fo no. Omo ye nkofo omo free Greece. E wiase de ye ka democracy a. You cannot talk about democracy without referring to the people from Greece, the sons and daughters of these Macedonians. And I'm Hano, Edinya Ebamitum, the Aristotles, the Platos, the Socrates. These are men who gave us a democracy, the rule of the people. What you say? It's democracy. And these people are free. Macedonia, the land of the Greece. But the Persians were people who were writers. They were poets. They were soothsayers. These are the people, the Iranians. Why also crying the Babylonians? Teteno, Babylon, any Iraq. Ye din komo, ye suade. Until you can also contribute. Menka say, we are seeing yanse nyina me na menim. Kakra na menim ne yedi ho komo. It also fashemu ha. Ubabisa say na Dr. Ren, Papa Ghana, na ba ne say na US edi omo ba share san komo no awu kanimu. Uko Bible no a King Cyrus. Ono ni mre no. Woma akwanya say one more ye Jew for an sum woman yame. No one so believe in a year. Say a dear mumma bebo from near self sum yame no. Woman so sum woman yame. Now the Zionist for an so and some woman yame. Lady Mail, see why are they still RACIST? So at you say, aha, Greece for. Now King Cyrus there, one more quenya. The rule a year friend, the freedom of worship. Tono de osi emfa ho ne onyankopon a wo gi ne die. Kona kosom onyankopon. Now, there is something significant here that we have to understand. The Jew people more powerful. And here, if you are talking about the Jew community, you must be careful. Because if you are not careful, any part of the world you find yourself, they will come after you. A typical example, UK Kruma. Do you know, sir, if you're a Jew person and you live in the United Kingdom, even though there is a common law, no, the common law of the United Kingdom does not really affect the Jew people. You go through a process and sana the common law no where UK Kruma. Emrana echi obiado etimi achi you Jew ni anything. Common law ni betimi achi wo de but ansane be chiwo no es na sa we Jew ni a they need to get a friend say order from the Jew community, the head say ashimesi we Jew ni no ayeboni bi nti yesre se momma ye mo kwan na ye mira no ene ni ndi ti se we UK ni we UK kroma na we Jew ni a even though there is a common law no common law na affect ye nyina no se wonkwa we Jew ni na wo to mra emra no beche. Lady may suggest that like the aboriginals no yeah. Now, Yensha DSA Iran for Yankophobia from centuries, mere defenders, they defend themselves. They don't go on attack. They wait for you attack and then they defend. In fact, the book, the Persian boy, the Alexander the Great, the man who the world claims that he conquered the world. Okowu wa hemfa. Baby a wokowu ye ene ye freho Iraq, Babylon. Edi ene kum no malaria entontom ene kokum no wo. Others believe say enyen tontom. Others believe say he was murdered by these Iranians and Iraq for. Now, Why is it say the United States of America attack Iranians when clearly many countries believe say there is no weapons of mass destruction? In China, what US as someone can say, yeah, yesusu say Iran for weapons of mass destruction, and in tini ye kwa attack wom. Ewusia enokre enokre no. Yemfa nto baby eda. Ni yemfa nto baby eda e free talk. Mesrewa, share your perspective, because this discussion we're talking about the history and legacy of the Israel and then the Iranians. Anything. In 1900, Americans and the Persians, Ekabo Muse, Wombashe fango, oil. No one try Omenya. Then after the Second World War, after the Second World War, no, one team up with the Iranians, and at the time, no, Ubekaya, Adolf Hitler went after the Jew people. You know the story. And they needed money to build countries like United Kingdom, countries like France, countries like Germany. The destruction after the Second World War. There was something significant here. The English, the Anglo-Saxons, no, helped the Iranians to discover oil. Now, when they discovered the oil, no, in large quantity, almost says almost two at the abua womo economy. And what happened? What happened? They said the Iranians got a leader, a supreme leader, a religious leader. And the NNC form said, no, we will not allow the Anglo-Saxons to take the oil for cheap. And so they should get out of Iran. Now here, the Anglo-Saxons, who today, when we are the United Kingdom, no, that's 1953. Thank you, Afro, helping me with the dates. After the Second World War. Omo your imagine say, ya boa mo ma ye de ahoden ne anim de ne sika abeboa mo mo nya oil. Ye to oil na wi amosase ye nko ye krom. No way. Yampene. Enti kwan bia e be fa so bia oil ne de. Ye de sika ene ya ahoden ne anim de ma mo nya oil ne de. Ye betu. Mumpeu, ye betu oil. But then the supreme leader was very powerful. Ono so say that be. Ubabua ene nkyere say ye wo de a. Now here God bless Norwegians. Ukoshe Norway a omo oil. Sa ekwan a the Anglo-Saxons come de ye Iran no. Ene bi na nanka Norway omo de ye wo. But the Norwegians were very smart. In fact, it is said that the Anglo-Saxons did not believe that the Norwegians was oil in that large quantity. And if they come who say oil no in large quantities, enkrata semono and come ye no ebe favor the Anglo-Saxons British for. But we realize it now too late. Now, who was the prime minister then? Mohammed Mossadegh. Ebusiame semo amon tapos na tap na screen. I don't know. Some people are also I don't know. He said history, say uju for no bo mudia. Unya boju for ni dia na afedi. We are here TV. Yeah, you for udu mu be di agro. Udu mu di agro awangasa. Anyway, yanko ni nkomo. Mama Rita one. Jew for ni di enfomu ni agro sao. Nabi. Wodi Jew for di agro, wodi Israel for di agro kra Ghana for kra no be kontokwa. Israel nyankopon, refia na Ghana for bonfire. Israel nyankopon. And so there are more Christians in Iran than Christians in Israel. Anawuni. You can look at the percentage of the religious percentage with Israel. There are more Christians in Iran than Christians that were a friend is saying. Israel, because Israel the Jew for the doors. What you say? Now, yenhwe eye enkomonwa yedi. Thank you, Afro. Eunice now qualify at the time. I mean, share a YouTube for na making camo messages ne kakra Kofi Usua say me cha greet you Kofi Pastor PSFM Japan for nyina me cha Ora Prosper me cha Desperado Media me cha me now so ofa ene Obi said na master you Jew for yi womu ye real na mesre wo memfa asem mehema no wo hu omo sesei unsu hu omo sen wo hu omo sen Alfie Moon tete wo hu omo so omo ye real na omo ye real mesre wo membe fa asem mehema no mo de mo obeya na ye de asem aba behema no na vedie wo be kwa adwuma kra no na ye si he anyway yenkoso yentwaso it is a wofa the history no a ene nkomo a ye die ya we have to understand very clearly say ene owura no a ye frɛ no ayatola Khomeini ye kuni Khomeini ye kuni enti no wo makunu no okay because of omakoka Iraq omakoka friends United Arab Emirates and enti na me do omo picture ato achi US nkofobia womo ye very very smart, and I want to choose my words carefully. Omo ye smart. You cannot take them for granted. And they are people who know how to negotiate. When it comes to negotiations, the Americans know how to negotiate. Everything about America is negotiations. After the Second World War, America moved from, a friend is saying, yenye enye mebi niemfa nya ye ho no meka me kiremu say before the Second World War no the human manpower in America were relying on. After the First and Second World War no, America moved from that human manpower no and almost started said they were relying on the mind, how the mind can create, and then the finances, business, banks. That was where. And the people the Americans used mostly were the Jewish people. The Jews, the Jew for no, when it comes to banking, the finances, when it comes to a friend is saying AI, artificial intelligence, the brains, no, Jew for number one, and America needed that after the Second World War. And when it comes to America, they are smart. They move from that oil and gas, because they say, look, the places that we rely on the oil and gas, they are becoming more stubborn. They are becoming more, a friend is saying, selfish. They are thinking about their country and how to develop their country. Into Usha, Oko the Middle East, countries, America, Abua woman, you see how the skyscrapers are, building it. Countries, America, they live their normal moderate housing and how they build and how they live. To say Iran. And yet, but and to say the Dubai, no, Saudi Arabia, because the Saudi Arabia, no, when we are allies to United States of America. What you say? Even though they are Islamic State, one Islamic State in your campaign and yet too much. Say, woman, more liberal, liberal than the Iranians. What you say? Iranians are not that liberal. They don't joke with their religion. They don't joke with their religious superior master to say ayotal a friend is saying ayotala you kuni ayotola ya America for ekuni ya. Now yen hwa de bi. In 1979, assembly si wo Ghana. The same thing they see wo Ghana. Ebi nso si wo Iran. Edie they see. There was an uproar. Edit two leaders and Iran eguye. And ebenya Islamic revolution leader led by Ayatollah. Ruhullah Khomeini. Ene America for ekuno. Now the same 1979 in Ghana also. Yes, a coup d'etat. Now, it was the Western people. Kutu a champion. These were the same Western Americans that supported the Islamic leader, Ayatollah, Emma Onusu Etu, the then leader of Iran, Etuguye. Now, Americans are smart because they always train people, back them with their finances. And once the people disagree with them, they come after them. A typical example, Osama bin Laden. A typical example, Obiti say, a friend is saying, Gaddafi. Obiti say, a friend said, Saddam Hussein. These were all trained, American trained. Oko the Philippines, the same thing. In America there, when you disagree with them, they come after you. What you see? Now, Israel has little to do with Jews. It is more about people who contend with God. Remember, Jacob earned that name when he contended with the angel of God in Genesis. Hey, type the population of Israel. Now, meaning say Ghana for they ever be defending the flag of Israel. I know, because for years we have made to believe and know say the Israels free Israel say cathedral. I understand. You understand? I understand. For lack of knowledge, my people perish, and I don't fault anybody who see Israel as the God chosen own. I don't fault anybody. It's based on the information that people have gotten for years. So I don't really, begrudge anybody who thinks like that. We are Ghana in our journey say Israel, I don't begrudge you. It's your own thinking. What feeds you is what you believe in, isn't it? That's it. Anyway. So why is it say Israel? I consider Iran as what? As a threat. It was because he said, when Ayatollah became the supreme leader of Iran, he started building the Iranians. He started giving them certain military training for a day such as this to overcome, as he called, the enemies of Iran. Uko Israel nso Netanyahu said, the enemies of Israel, Iranians, who have a Islamic revolution, who believe in the Islamic revolution, where they have a supreme leader. Pakistanis for be worshiping or worshiping no. United Arab Emirates musu jinidi. So these two people, for years and centuries, now there's something significant here. Do you know that these two people used to live in the same, they still live in the same area, like the same demographic? Ofa the Middle East for no. Now ofa womo BA abrofu eni no. They all live in the same, omo tete far apart. Ofa Egypt for. Ofa Iraq, Iran, the Bahrain. Ofa womo nyina omo tete benti adentina omo nte womo wase. D, thank you. Adentina omo kuku omo wontokwa adentra Yemen omo adentra. It's because these people have oil. And the oil controls the world. And whoever controls oil controls the currency of America. America lives on their currency. That is why America will never be happy to see Africa say we move away from the dollarization to African currency. I bet me a trade among ourselves. They don't like that. That is why the French people will do everything not to see the Francophone countries in Africa move away from the CFA. Because that's what makes them powerful. And we have to put this in perspective. And Tokwa Wamu Kunina is not about weapons of mass destruction. It's about who controls the oil. And that is what they did to Muammar al-Gaddafi. Because when al-Gaddafi equity Libyans ewa brochiri. Otiti Libyans no. Efa fango ho. And how to make sure say womu fango no pipeline no a connected from Libya to Europe no. Say enkofo bi entapo. When these people, after the training, when they came back home, and they told their master, al-Gaddafi, that they say, it will shock you that all the oil that we supply certain countries, no, majority of them tap it for free. And he ordered them to make sure, say, every place be among for countries a tap oil for free. No, and so many day, fa kwine bi no si ehu ano kwine. Immediately, al-Gaddafi did that. Oil prices in Europe went up, especially in the United Kingdom. And check, and yet say, the likes of Barack Obama and leaders in the United Kingdom say they have to go after al-Gaddafi. Remember, al-Gaddafi was also pushing for African dinars, one currency. And especially they had to go after him because he was the dream bearer. And what happened? Al-Gaddafi was assassinated. And the Yembusai, Ometimia Beodi, Libya. Remember, now you share Libyans for free. O koware kwa yama usika yama wodan Ghana for crowd to me ko Libya ko ye ko bobra. What is the story today? And this has been the modus operandi from the United States of America. That is the modus operandi. The strong survive. The wise excel. The lonely die slowly. So the man who promised Americans said, I am not going to go to any war. Donald Trump is going to war today. Is it about the Epstein file? Remember, the Epstein file was talking about a kwanya and conformity to say US president and in the non-phobia taking advantage on little girls. And here, and fata. And all of a sudden, Pakistan, all of a sudden, US near Israel akabom yakokuntakwa. My brothers and sisters, it's not because it said Iran were weapons of mass destruction. It is a lie. That is not the truth. It's about making sure that those people's image that gradually is being tarnished. You better fuck be so. You have distracted the attention of people. So the Epstein file is one of the reasons why Donald Trump, who promised not to go to war, another thing is the dominance and control. You see, Iran is developing the mass and the mass and distribution. You have to understand. Look, I have said this. And that is the reason why even UK, so much and you air base, my US for this particular entokwa. Ordinarily, and UK ebe support to USA. Ordinarily, can UK be support to USA? Ordinarily, the Spanish people will support the Americans. I didn't. Don't forget, this is the same president who went to Venezuela. Eko peke a country's president and or done in prison in America. What you say? So you have to understand. So ordinarily, no. This is the thing. But today, what do we see? From forces here and there. When the Prime Minister of UK came out to say, we are not going to give our air base to the Americans. What changed? What happened? It's because the Epstein files, no, there are some people's names. And there are two reasons here. It has nothing to do with any weapon of mass destruction. Because from the United Nations head office, almost there is nothing weapons of mass destruction. Iran. And I'll play it for you to understand. Now what? In some in common yedino. Ubetiasi said ya. Why do you say bia? Mena me bomitrim na maka. Tima menshena memfa ene. America fwa ankasa womo numu asem to a womo ankasa ye de eka. Ho na abo hu se wias na ye wono. There are some people who, when you touch them, no matter whoever you are, no, they will forever protect themselves. They will forever protect their image. Otiasia. Obi said, Iran for air building weapons of mass destruction, but they are not there yet. So if they are not there yet, why are you going there? when we have other countries like Israel, some also are weapons of mass destruction. So why don't you also attack Israel? Mhm. Is Israel different? These are questions we need to ask. Israel only different, Anna. I don't think say Israel is different. Israel is different. It is a whole call Iran. Abai de botechino. Aden yen fam boba. And I was de making the Caribbean ni ana. Because Israel will be there. And then I won't country Israel so no so there. And then I will attack Iran. Why? Is it because it's a Muslim country? These are the things we need to understand. Sometimes some of these people and I'm also no money nam here in near Brea. Ye can somewhere here. Almost so the Oma toa. Do wo me page ya. Hey, massa. I say in near Brio. In near Brepa, to your best more mobaha. Na eja mambi unzamu sumweni abre na moka ho. Now me hwehwe video bi American almost secretary yi bi kan about a friend say Oman attack a friend say Iran for be attack war and clearly inti from Marco Rubio no na small kind.
Question that's been asked is, why now? Well, there's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack by anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone, they were going to respond against the United States. And in fact, it bears to be true because, in fact, within an hour of the initial attack on the leadership compound, the missile forces in the south and in the north, for that matter, had already been activated to launch. In fact, those had already been pre-positioned. The third is the assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties. And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties.
But to was net you. We knew that if we don't go after them, so it means that Iran for ne go after you people. Iran to the bed be now so make kwa attack them because Mrs. say man kwa attack them mo be attack me dachi. Now we nyansa we kasa we can way. Say man kwa attack ne na Mrs. say oba be attack me ochena. Nti say me konam kwa attack no. Nti makwa kwa attack no. T.
Is why now? Well, there's two reasons why now. The first is it was abundantly clear that if Iran came under attack...
Or see, they have the intelligence, bro. Which intelligence? There's no intelligence here, please. There are other intelligence that they told us. They told us about Iraq. When they went there was no intelligence. Let's not support this nonsense. There is no intelligence. They are going after the people because of their oil. There is no any intelligence. They don't have any intelligence. If you have intelligence, you have to be on point. What you say? Because the many intelligence from Saddam Hussein, from Libya, from many of the intelligence of intelligence be. America is a bully. We know it.
Anyone, the United States or Israel or anyone, they were going to respond against the United States. And in fact, it bears to be true because, in fact, within an hour of the initial attack on the leadership compound, the missile forces in the south and in the north, for that matter, had already been activated to launch. In fact, those had already been pre-positioned. The third is the assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties. And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them.
We say, or say, if they don't have the intelligence, how were they able to pinpoint where their leaders was and kill them? These are not intelligence. These are not intelligence. It is clear. Don't you know where the White House is? People know where the White House is. So if people want to attack a White House, they will attack the White House. People know. A friend is saying people are aware where Ghana president, a friend is saying, as Flagstaff is. So you don't need intelligence to know where leaders reside or where leaders live. Otia say this is not intelligence. Otia say when we say intelligence, it's not about this intelligence. When we say knowing where Ayatollah lives is something which is common. Everybody in Iran, everybody in the world knows where the residence of Ayatollah is. It's just like the way Oko Ghana, we know where the Flagstaff or Jubilee House is. That's it. You don't need intelligence to know where the president of Ghana resides. You don't need intelligence to know where the White House of America is. The White House of America, me sure say any North Carolina, or Washington, and I'm more America me boy. So it's not intelligence. Why, Mr. Moa? Don't try to defend when we talk about intelligence, they say you have the evidence that the person is preparing and has weapons of mass destruction. And no the intelligence. So your intelligence say weapons of mass destruction into your summer United Nations for say officers for so no so the evidence about say there are weapons of mass destructions there. That is what you can talk. Say there is intelligence. Not when you don't have the evidence to back what you claim. So and listen to what the guy is saying. Rubio is saying. Rubio say attack omo echine bi omo ba attack here. So omo attack omo because omo susu say echine bi the people will come and attack them. For many years, what they say Iran attack America. No. It is only America that always attack first. And they are attacking because one, Epstein file, midterm election is coming. The midterm election Donald Trump. Epstein file no pa. Thirdly, we need the oil. Let's go after them. Power play. That's it.
Waited for that attack to come first before we hit them, we would suffer much higher casualties. And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act. Second, we knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties. We would not mind, we would not be heartbroken, and we hope that the Iranian people can overthrow this government and establish a new future for that country. We would love for that to be possible. But the objective of this mission is the destruction of their ballistic missile capabilities and of their naval capabilities.
If the people a ballistic missiles, do you think do you think some more ballistic missiles? And come on, come on to two ballistic missiles. Maybe some. Or more the ballistic missiles, no what now who couldn't go for or the heading or better. Because now he wouldn't care. So please, it's about the Epstein files. They are in some way women who are very damning. Yes, and you may what's our files, and you cry, and yet when Donald Trump thought so, let's make it public. He thought to say, oh, a dimba kumi enubi, and the womb. What you say? Now, yan share nearfa embra ye krumu Ghana, any Africa, and Makasa same way de bia say, and tokwabesi we Europe, and now America, and now Middle East. E kwan ben so no man Ghana no yebetimi enya emfaso ewo a ebetimi aboy memi dia mesusu se memi dia mesusu no enie na mekenkan e de ama ewa I think say ena ye be ya yesi oh entokwe wan hwe ne be affect ebema oil prices of oil be kosro ebema nyoma bibiri be kosro I think say to me ne de yenye saa de wi na ebeboa o my Ghana ebeboa yenyina and it's very very important what you say Obi said I should admit that the regime of Iran is very terrible. I should admit it. The regime of America is perfect to your eyes because the media portray America to be a great nation, so it's very good. Is that not it? They told us that the regime of Libya was terrible, but today go and see after the war. They told us the regime of Iraq was terrible. Go and see after the war. They told us the regime of Afghanistan was terrible. Go and see after the war. Eto de bia aya aftermath no so monkonko sua na mo be kan kire ye. Why? Say America ko attack Afghanistan no. Omu ja wo no. E what is saying? E what is America na? Omu ko attack Iraq no. E what is saying? E what is America na? Omu ko attack friends Libya no. E what is saying? E what is America na? These are things you people have to learn and tell us and share with us. What you say? Because the media, no, Iranian media, no, we don't watch it. What we watch is when we were growing up, we were used to American movies. So we were conscientized to believe in America. We were conscientized to respect America. We were conscientized that America is a country that loves the people. But I've never read anywhere. What do I say? I've never read anywhere. Say Iranians colonize Africa. I've never read anywhere that Russians colonize Africa. I've never read anywhere that Chinese people colonize Africa. I've not read anywhere. So those who are so bad, no, were not even interested in colonization, in colonizing other people. Those who are good, colonize people, took people advantage. Belgium, King Leopard, Congolese fonsa nipa 1 million wo kum womo. I've not heard say Iran ayebisa. What you say? Me hunu bi da. Me hunu say Iran aba Africa, Congo Brazzaville. Abe twitwa nkonfo nsa ekum nipa 1 million. Me hunu bi. Me hunu say Iran aba Africa, abe kum nipa. Me hunu bi. So we will be there. Share the news, share it for us. There are some people, they will love America to death. These are the people who never believed in the Nkrumahist. These are people who never believed in the black man being capable of managing his or her own affairs. What you say? Sane we are saying. What they say? And these are the gospel truth. What they say? But in life, because of the foreign media, you portray, you showcase America. You also won't share Iranian news. Kasabena obeti. Onti. I'm not saying the Iranians are perfect. No. I'm not saying say Ayatollah and his teams are very perfect. No. What do I say? I'm not that kind of person. What do I say? And you see, if you care to know, Oko Ghana, and maybe a malaria, na ekum Ghana for malaria and cholera, ekum Ghana for. It was the Iranian doctors who came to Ghana to support Ghanaians. Not even when America came with AIDS, the things they did to us. Even aid, Kufuor had to negotiate with them. It's not everything we can say. What you say? So these are the gospel truth. These are the realities. How come say all of a sudden Epstein file no ani edi hu nkomo no etu atwa? How come say Epstein files now? Yedi hu nkomo din do ehwe. And etu atwa all because Donald Trump and co want to cover things. This is what we have seen. We have seen in Epstein files, where people to say, "Well, we are leaders, no, fan kwada, ton kwada mona." We are the leaders, the people you worship them. These are the people you worship them. And you think he said we should come because it is America. No. Our leaders, you see, the inferiority complexes of the black man, many of our leaders are inferior. They prefer to sit at the dinner table of Akwesi Broni, the Europeans, the Americans, and they don't even negotiate well for their people. You see, anybody who thought of doing great and mighty for the continent of Africa, they went after him. You want me to mention names? You want us to talk about people like the Keitas? Huh? You want us to even talk about people like the Kwame Nkrumahs? Listen to what? Do you want us to talk about the Gaddafis? Listen to what Nelson Mandela said about these people. So let's stop all these things. These are people who have destroyed the black race. Do you know what damage they have done? You have no idea. Excusez-moi. I'm in UK. I love UK. I love Britain. I love English people. But when it comes to the truth, let's be honest and speak the truth. What crime did Gaddafi say? A man who was giving his people free education, free, a friend is saying, support system, welfare system. Numero uno, healthcare was free in Libya. Today, is healthcare free in Libya? I'm asking you the question. Those who are the supporters of USA. Today, is healthcare free in Libya? Maybe so. These are the things you have to understand. When they say we are going to Libya to give them a better life, are the people of Libya, is it better off after the attack? This is the things that you have to understand. It's plain language. They always say, Ayatollah Otikromono will come Iranians. Let the Iranians people fight. A friend is saying, let them do their own. A friend is saying, demonstrations. Are you the one to go and fight for the Iranians? Have you even finished solving your problems in America? Have you finished solving your own problems in America? Let alone you say you always want to go and fight for people's country. Fight for people. When there was problem in the friend saying other people's country, they themselves they will rise. If the citizens think they cannot bear it, the citizens themselves, they will uprise, they will do uprise, they themselves will rise against their own leaders, not you from America. Are you always thinking as if you ask for America there, you are so super wise. What can make you wise? No, you are a thief. You want to steal from the people. What you say? Don't support this kind of America. We've learned and we have researched and we know too much to come to the understanding. Say it is they go there to thief, to steal the people. That's all. Look at what they did in Baghdad. Do you know the artifacts in Baghdad? Do you know the history of Iraq? Iraq was known as the Babylon, the Babylonians. Do you know what we say Babylon? These are people who have records of the world. They went after the people who have records of the world. The science and technology. This is where most of them, they go and learn. They go and steal those things. That's why I say go and read about the Persian boys. You just only listen to America because you see America on TV and so you support America. You don't know much and you just want to come here. Some of us have been in the security services and we have gone to places like that. That is why some of us don't live in a country and by force we want to take up their passport. Not because of anything. Because we have come to know and understand. Oh, that is why some of us, no, you will not force me to come and say, make me American citizen, make me a British citizen. No, you won't get me. You cannot force me. We have come to understand certain things. So, sure. When you hear America building American air base in Ghana, you think because they love you, that's why they are building the air base there? No, it's because of the oil. Why? Look at where they situated the American air base. In Nzima, where the oil is. You think that people are this thing? They always go for what they want, what they can get. When he came and he saw that there are certain things he wants to get from Canada and it is difficult for him, he would talk rubbish to the Canadian leaders. You think America is what? They hide behind religion. Do you know religion? You think you do know religion? Go and read about the Persians, the people you think they are fighting. These are people who lived as brothers and sisters and separated themselves because of religion. If you don't know, I'm telling you today. The people you think they are, these are brothers and sisters who lived in the Middle East, who lived in that enclave. The Macedonians, the Persians, the today's Middle East people. These are brothers and sisters. Why are they fighting? Because some people say they are superior. Some people say we should call them the God. Who are those people? The Israelites. Where from the Israelites? These are the Macedonians who lived under the King Alexander the Great. They call themselves the God. They had the blue eyes, pointed nose, thin lips. They were handsome, beautiful. Go and learn and stop this nonsense. You people think we humble ourselves to learn. If you are not smart, you think you can know all these things. There are some books you will never even get it on any shelves in this world to read. Because once you read, your mind will open. You understand. You understand and you come and understand how come the world is being controlled by some people. You will not get the understanding. I lived in this country where there was one Ghanaian man who became more powerful in terms of religion. He became more powerful. They had to stop his church's account here in the UK. I'm talking about Lighthouse Church. The man became powerful that the government of UK had to put their hand on his account. The man had to come and meet the Archbishop of Canterbury. Do you know who Archbishop of Canterbury is? Huh? Go and read. That's why I ask my people, this war that is going on, what can we also do? This is where we have to start thinking about after African trading among each other. We have about 1.something billion people on the continent of Africa. We don't need the market of USA. The market of US is 300 million people. What can 300 million people do to the people of a billion people? It's small. Huh? What can 300 million people do to us? Huh? Why must we always bow to the people? Because you don't know yourselves. You people don't know yourselves. You don't know that you are the royal diadems. You don't know that every human being came from the African man. You don't know, or you don't know? Every human race came from the black race. Everywhere you go, it is the black race that birthed any other race on the continent of this world. Any continent you find yourself, if you are white, you came out of black. Go and read the foundation of Eyekala and you understand. That is why he said, let there be light, and there was light. Who was the light he was talking about? You don't understand. The Bible that you read is code. The people who get into the military and they reach the apex of the military will decode the Bible to you for you to have the understanding of the Bible. The people who goes into the armed forces, they will decode the Bible to you. Not the people who just go and join us, Lance Corporal and Private Corporal. No. Let us be wise and understand and take charge of our own destiny. Simple. And Tietia. As simple as Tietia. And you see the Middle East people fighting the Persians. These are, Persians. Go and read about the Persians. Read about the Persians and you understand who the Persians are. Which year in America by? America by that bay. You think it's America just how many years America on the continent on the globe of this world? If you see a woman, Rick Van Winkle will tell you when the Englishmen sojourned and then they went to meet a year friend is saying these old friend is saying ancient people in America. These are English people that they've transported them from England, they've started in America, go all the way to Australia, some are in Canada. You want to come in America? When did America no establishing it? Oh, please stop us. I love America, I respect America. But the truth must be told. We suffer on this earth because people have moved away from the truth and people are afraid to speak the truth because the most powerful people on earth are associated to the Israelites. They are associated to the Jew people. That is why people are afraid to talk. That is why people can't talk. That's why the African leaders are afraid. Because they hold their balls. When you talk, they will squeeze it. They will make life, miserable for your people, and your people will agitate. Your people will come after you. That is the gospel truth. Learn it and study it. If you want to go to America, look at the hustle, look at the struggle. America can parade the continent of Africa, 1.something billion people, head of states to come to America. For what reason? If the likes of Nkrumah, Nyerere, and Azikiwe Namdi, if these men were alive, do you think it would be easy for them? No. Before, when you read about Europe, America, these are men who came from Africa, sojourned and went to the other parts of the world. These are not people that, when you talk about the European history are made up of the Moroccans, the Egyptians, the Libyans, the Algerians. When you read about the Spanish and the Portuguese people, these are people who just came from Mauritania, Egypt, Morocco. These are the people. The soothsayers, people who can read your palm and tell you your destiny. When you read about people from the Middle East, these are the people from the Niger, the Malians, the Burkinabes. Go and read about it. What we call the Moors. Go and read about them. So don't let anybody come here and tell us as if we don't know. It's unfortunate that we have not gotten leaders who understand the history. It is unfortunate. We need leaders who understand our history. We need leaders who can instill hope in us. Leadership is about inspiration. Leadership is not about going to Oxford and Cambridge and reading all those things. Leadership is about inspiration. That is why you can get there's a saying that you can have a friend saying a lamb tigers to defeat other people. You need people who can inspire you, who can tell you believe in yourself and you can conquer. For everything dwelleth in the man. For everything dwelleth in the man. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you so much, but I'll leave you here. Let's join again at 7 p.m. where I bring you all the legal digest. We'll continue this conversation. I know you people like this conversation. I'll come and tell you more about this conversation. I know you like it. I'll tell you. I'll tell you how Greece was one of the most greatest country on this earth. And today, when you hear the name service, like as if the country does not exist, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how King Philip left Greece and came to marry Queen Elizabeth. I'll tell you. The people that the Europeans worshipped were the people from Greece. When you see United Kingdom, you see Spain, you see Portugal, these are kingdoms that has been disintegrated from the Romans empires. Who are the Romans? Go and read about the Egyptians. Go and read about the Moroccans. Go to America, read about the Moroccans. Go and read about the Ethiopians. How they fought battle. The Battle of Dawa with the Italians, the Romans. You think we don't know ourselves? Many people don't know, but we know. And we'll tell the story as it is. That's why when you come here, I encourage you, I inspire you. That the truth is with you. It's inside you. It's inside you. Let no man take it away from you as a black man. Don't let no man tell you why you are inferior. You don't live on the land of the desert. Do you understand the meaning of a desert? Huh? You don't live on the land of the desert. You live on a fertile land. A land that when you throw corn, anything can grow. Yet when you meet Akwesi Broni, you become so... No. Because the God in you, you've not really activated the God in you. You need to activate a God in you. Yes. Because you are looking at other gods. You are searching for other gods. Meanwhile, you are the God. Why search the other God when you are the God? When the other God are searching for your son God, you have no understanding. Live in Abrochire for many years. Don't take vitamin D. You will get vitiligo everywhere. Before you realize, you will turn Akwesi Broni. You can never change this color to any color. You cannot change this color. You cannot make this color. It is black. Well, you can make white out of black. It's genetics. And so I'm telling you guys, I believe that this whole world you see around is nothing. Epstein file. 2, oil. Let's go after them. Power play. 3. That's all. They will finish and they will come and tell us there is no weapons of mass destruction. That is the gospel truth. When Muammar Gaddafi came here and talked about Vodafone, and he left and he went to Libya and checked, they killed him. He was killed. Has Libya become a better country after the destruction of the Americans? No, it is worse. Who are the people doing it? The Rothschild. Who are they? The Jew people. When you talk today, they will come after you. You become the enemy. And the leaders are afraid to talk. But truth sets men free. And we must speak the truth. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. May God bring peace to the land of Israel, bring peace to the land of Iran, bring peace to the Middle East, so that we all can go about our daily activities. Nyame Adoma, let's meet today at 7 p.m. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever and ever. Amen.